Hello, it's Heather. Welcome to my channel. Today is the first video in our new holiday series, and I'm excited to share some new ideas with you today. Our first DIY is going to be a painted silver tray, and I'm just taking one of these trays from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be painting the bottom of it a chalkboard paint black. And I am using the chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree. I'm going to leave the sides and the edges the same because I want them to be the silver. So I'm just carefully taking my brush and going around the bottom of the inside. And you can use any kind of plate or tray, anything that will work with the chalkboard paint. And if you don't have chalkboard paint, you can always use black paint. I am going to be using a Cricut cutout for this, so I'm not really going to use chalk on it. If you really want to use chalk on it, then use the chalkboard paint, of course. But otherwise, you can use black also. So I'm using some white permanent vinyl from Cricut, and I printed out this saying, and I'm just weeding it now. I'm going through getting it all to come off so that I've just got what's going to be put on my tray left. And it was fairly intricate and detailed, so it did take me a little work to get everything off. And then once I get the big pieces off, I go back in with my little Cricut tools and weed out anything inside the lettering that was too small to come up before. And before I put this on my tray, I did the 2 coats of the black chalkboard paint, and then I also did a layer of Mod Podge. Now the reason I did that is because I don't want, when I use this transfer tape, I don't want it pulling the paint off. But you've got to have that layer of Mod Podge, and it will make it harder to get your image to adhere, but it worked out okay for me. Ideally, it'd be nice if I had my stencil paper here. I would just make a stencil of the vinyl and then I would paint on the message. But I didn't have any stencil paper, so I just did it this way and very carefully put it on the Mod Podge finish. The Mod Podge is a little slippery, and so the vinyl doesn't want to stick as well to it, but it all worked out. So I'm just now using the transfer tape, getting the image up onto it so I can transfer it onto the tray. And you can see how nice and crisp that white looks on the black. I just love that look. And I got this image from creativefabrica.com, and they have a lot of great graphics and fonts and illustrations and craft ideas. It's a great resource. I can leave a link to that in the description. So you can see I'm having a little bit of a time trying to get it to adhere. And then once I got it done, I made sure it was all pressed down well, and I put another coat of Mod Podge on. And I added some lace for the hanger, and this is how it turned out. Next, we're going to move on here to our DIY number 2. And we're going to be making a really cute, vintage-looking, shabby chic Christmas tree on this wood board. I'm going to be using, you can use any size of wood board. I had this brown one and it was already stained like this. And so I left it that way. I would say it's about 4 inches by probably about 7 inches. And I'm using these little wood cubes from Dollar Tree and also wood glue from Dollar Tree. And then I'm using hot glue gun as well. You can see I'm putting a dot of hot glue on as well as the wood glue. And that's to hold temporarily until the permanent of the wood glue works. And I started at the bottom with just 1 cube. That's going to be the tree trunk. And then I started with 6 blocks and I glued those all together. And we're going to make this into the shape of a Christmas tree. So now the next row is going to have 5 blocks. And the one after that 4, and then 3, 2, and 1 will be the very top of the Christmas tree. I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to let you know that I appreciate every one of you so much. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you're watching, if you'd like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And also let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you like or you don't like. I like to get to know the people in my community here. And also, if you are interested in making sure you don't miss any videos, please hit the notification bell and it will let you choose to be notified when I post a new video. So now we've got the rows all glued together also. I'm just going to put some wood glue and hot glue on the back. And then I will put that onto the board. Now after that, I'm using some little beads and different jewelry making things that I have gathered to go on the tree. Now you can use buttons if you'd like. And originally I was going to, and then I saw these beads, which are perfect color for how I want to do our Christmas this year. I'm going to be using a sage green and lots of different greens. And so I wanted to attach some different green beads, and then I also used some silver and gold ones. So you can use whatever you think works best. The beads I had didn't show a hole, so I didn't have to worry about that. I could just put them on. Otherwise, of course, you have to, there'd be a hole in the beads that you might have to work around. But these worked out great for me. And then I'm just using hot glue for the beads. It's kind of fun getting to decorate the little tree. So let me know in the comments if anybody has started crafting for Christmas yet. I know it's early, but I like to get my Christmas things made for my decor because I make a lot of Christmas gifts as it gets closer to Christmas as well. After that, I added on a bow. I just made a loop, 2 loops with some ribbon, and then I added some other ribbon to go down from the top. And I put it at the top of the board instead of the top of the tree So you could do yours however you wanted. I just thought it needed more up towards the top. And then I'm taking just a little snip of this ribbon to put at the base of the tree, just to give it a more finished look. And this is how it came out. I really am happy with it. I think it really looks cute. And our third DIY is going to be making these candles. So I'm taking some of the tall candles. I know you can get them at Dollar Tree. I actually got these at Target, and they were also only $1 there. And I am putting some music that I have torn out of old hymnals to put around the candle. Now, if you don't have any sheet music or hymnal music, you can always do a search online. There's a lot of free music and free vintage style music even, and you can print some off and use that. So I'm just taking some Mod Podge and putting it on the back side of the music that I'm using. Now, the reason I use a phone book is because I like to use it as a gluing surface, because then I can just rip the page off and throw it away when I'm done. So a lot of times you might see me putting it down when I'm painting something small or gluing something smaller. It's really handy because people don't really use phone books much anymore, and I've got several stashed away and they work perfectly. So now I'm just doing a coat of Mod Podge for the next piece. And I'm going to do 2 candles here. And of course you can have the sheet music cover as much of the candle as you want. I left some show at the bottom and the top. And then I'm going through now and just putting a layer of Mod Podge on the outside of the music. And I'm going to finish it up with a ribbon, some jingle bells, and a jute bow on each of them. And I lost some footage there, so I apologize, but this is how they came out. Perfect for a shabby chic Christmas. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come back and see me next time. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.